So this past year, I think TEPSA had put out some things about responsive learning and some trainings that they would do throughout the year. And there were different levels. And so I reached out to my Title I coordinator and was like, hey, we had a new principal coming in. And it seemed like I had been the principal for 6 years. And so it seemed like it was something more for new people versus someone who had been on the same campus for a while. But I said I would do it with her. And so me and her and the other principal did the program through responsive learning. So there's some online courses and then there's time throughout the month to meet based on the online courses. And they talk about systems and scheduling and all kinds of things. And that networking piece for me, I would get off of one of the sessions and I would go talk to my AP who was also in the program. And we would say, we talked about this. I didn't even think so-and-so is doing this in another district. And so I had somebody else that I could reach out to about the different things that we go through. And at the time when I told my Title I coordinator about it, I didn't know what I was going to get out of it. I was like, I might get a little bit out of it, but it really has been a great experience throughout the year because there were people in districts that I wouldn't have met without doing this program. But then I was able to my mind was thinking about the different things as the year went by. Like we're talking about systems. Now it's time for me to do my master schedule. And so then I'm like, I learned this from so-and-so. And then there was a Facebook group that if we had questions, we could get on and we would share contact information. And so just finding places where you can do that. And responsive learning does have something like that you can use.
Yeah. And so I think it takes what we know works. We know when we're struggling with something, we call somebody.
Yeah.
Right. It's great because in the room, there's 2 principals or 2 former principals that I know I would call, right? For certain things. If you had a question about culture and why does this teacher hate me, I would call Mr. I would call Marty and he would tell me what happened. But it takes what we know works, which is talking to other people who are going through the same thing about what you're going through and talking out solutions, trying the solutions, coming back and sharing that out. And that's why it works. That's why it feels good. The program itself is very intentional about how everything is laid out. So you're not, let's say, working on something that I'm going to use, next year at the beginning of the year and it's the middle of the year. It's in the middle of the year, hey, let's talk about addressing the campus or surveying the campus because that's what you do in the middle of the year, right? And then getting that feedback back from your staff and then talking about it in the group and where we're going to go from there. And then having that relational interaction with a coach who has maybe like John Hines, taking the campus and turned it around. Well, when I was there, this is what we did. I see what you're doing and this part might be a mistake. So that's the power of it. It's like real time. We have to get this done anyway.
Yeah.
Let's make it work for us.